All right. What's up, guys? All right. Let's let the room fill up a little bit. 1, 2, 6, 8, 10. What's going on? What's up, Ross? Varun, what's up, man? I'm very good. I was not able to get in the gym today other than a little bit in the morning, and I did not film something, so I promised I would do something. And, I looked at some old footage. I was going to try to edit really quick, but I gave up. I kind of got lost. I was wasting a lot of time looking at old footage, and it just, I figured I'd just flip on the live and talk to you guys. What's up, Bilal? What's up, Duke and Daisy? Yeah, thank you, Varun. Yeah, he looked all right. He looked pretty good. I mean, Jim Miller's obviously I would say a higher level grappler, but what we did was effective. So it was nice. Yeah, smoky. Yeah, lots of fires in California. We had a lot of ashes outside the gym. I think it was the other day. I didn't notice today, but the other day I did notice the smell, hard to see, and ashes. So anyway, guys, I'll start out. I usually try to start out and just talk about something before I take your questions. One idea I had, something to talk about. I got influenced by. Gosh, I'm getting old. I have trouble remembering everything. Let's see, John Danaher. So, guys, John Danaher just had a video. I believe it was released yesterday of takedowns. So I don't know if you guys saw it, but cool video, like 40-minute video or so of John Danaher teaching takedowns. And I just thought I would comment on some of it. Obviously I like all of grappling. Much of jiu-jitsu is taught on the ground, and that's great. But it's nice to get guys showing some love to takedowns because, in my opinion, takedowns are underappreciated. So in the jiu-jitsu world, they're very underappreciated. It's a big part of our game. It needs to be a part of our game. And so I thought about this subject a little bit, and I had some ideas. So I just, I believe it was yesterday or the day before. I'm going off on another story, but it's related. Jeff Glover, a friend of mine, he was posting on Facebook. Let me see if I can pull it up actually, so I get the exact title of what he said. All right, Jeff Glover. So shout out to Jeff Glover. He's probably not watching, but anyway. So, okay. Jeff Glover says, pulling guard is giving a takedown to your opponent. Yes or no? Question mark. I think if you don't sweep or submit a guy within 3 seconds, you just gave up a takedown to your opponent. So, pretty bold statement by Jeff. Especially that Jeff is a more of a guard puller than he is a takedown artist himself. So he's obviously, the majority of the time he will pull guard. I'm not saying he can't do takedowns. I've seen him take people down too. He's got an outstanding arm drag. But most of the time, he likes to pull guard and get right to attacks. He likes to grapple on the mat. So coming from him, saying that pulling guard, if you don't sweep or submit within 3 seconds, he thinks you just gave up a takedown to your opponent. So, it brought up the discussion. And, several people commented on it, and I decided to comment on it. And I've thought about this for a very long time, guys. I've probably been talking about this idea for about 15 years. So, for about 15 years, I've been saying that guard pulling should be 1 point for the top guy. I think that it should be 1 point because the best way to think about it, at least if you want to kind of view it the way I do, is that if you take somebody down, it's 2 points. If you do a double leg, single leg throw, if you take somebody down, you get 2 points. If somebody pulls guard, they are voluntarily taking the bottom position. You are not earning the takedown, but they are on the bottom. So it's much like a gambit in the game of chess. It's like sacrificing a pawn, so for positioning. And I do think that we should uh, make it 1 point. The top guy, he didn't really earn a takedown. He didn't like. I don't think it's right to give a full 2 points to the top guy. I think that it would make the game more interesting, and that's what I said. I think it'll help improve everybody. So if a guy pulls guard and he's down by 1, that's not that bad. If he gets a sweep, it's 2-1. He's got the advantage. He showed that he can sit to his butt or his back and then go for a sweep and then execute it. So he still gets to go ahead. I think it's a good compromise. I think that you don't need to make it 2 points, to discourage guard pulling. I think 1 point is enough. I think by giving 1 point to the top guy, I think that would already make quite a few guys work more on their takedowns, and they would improve their takedowns, which would improve jiu-jitsu overall. Again, we would be giving up something, without a doubt. You guys that do straight up jiu-jitsu and like to pull guard, as I do at times, there's something you give up. Jiu-jitsu is great because we have guard pulling. Part of it, we have guard pulling, but it's also a negative. So there's positive and negative, and I think we get an overall net positive by giving the top player 1 point if a guy pulls guard. I think it makes the game interesting. If the referee sees a guard pull, he gives the top guy 1 point. It's pretty simple. If he sees the top guy get the takedown, he gives the top guy 2 points. I think it would improve jiu-jitsu. You would have less matches that are 0-0. When you have a top and bottom position, you're almost always going to have some points on the board. So I think it's a good way to go. There could be some complications, but with the system, but I think overall it would make it better. Now, anyway, that's beside the point. Now going back to what I was saying before about John Danaher's video on takedowns. Now, I want to go on and say I really liked his video, and I like his points, and a lot of his points I talk a lot about when I teach takedowns. I try to address a lot of the same points, but I also want to contend with some of the things he said. So if you guys hadn't seen the video, you could check it out. I'm sure it just was released yesterday. Bernardo Faria, I believe it's on his channel. So check it out. It's a great video. He basically recommended, he had all these, this is something that John Danaher does. It's something I don't do. I don't do what he does. And I think this is overall net a good thing that he does this. He likes to organize. He's very organized. I'm not organized. I'm wild. I'm crazy. But he organizes his stuff where he'll say, okay, I don't want to turn my back to my opponent. If I if I turn my back fully to my opponent, I run the risk of him getting my back. So he mentioned an arm throw or drop seoinage and a person getting the back. Then he mentioned uh, sacrificing your neck. You shoot a single leg, double leg, you sacrifice your neck to a guillotine, and among many other issues with takedowns. He talked about the drawbacks and these things that are problematic when it comes to doing takedowns. Um, giving up your belt. He mentioned things like that. Now, he talked about how hard it is to do an ogoshi or a hip throw because guys will straighten their arms out and fight you, and it'll be really hard to do the most basic moves like a sotogari because it doesn't work so pretty, just like when you drill it. Your coach teaches you a move and you start drilling. What's up, Voodoo? Sorry guys, you guys are asking questions and I want to get to it, but I'm trying to not lose my train of thought. Don't distract me. So I'll try to check your stuff out in a little bit. But anyway, so all these things that John Danaher mentioned, I agree with to a certain degree. The problem that I have with what he showed, he mentioned certain things. Two moves that I remember he showed, which I think were the two main ones, was the ankle pick. He kept going back to the ankle pick. And then he talked about a collar drag, which is specifically a gi technique. You're not going to collar drag in a no-gi situation. You may arm drag, which is a good, I guess, parallel technique you could use for no-gi. And I'm great with arm drags. I love to teach arm drags. But what I want to say is he was I didn't like that he talked about these. What he did is he painted a picture for the viewer, and he basically made takedowns look like they are so difficult. Like takedowns are hard, and takedowns, you can't get them. It takes, months and months and a lot of time and, to get them. And I think that's just, I feel like he didn't, I'm not saying that he was purposely being, what's the word? I want to try to characterize this properly. What he did is he got people excited about takedowns, but then he put you on this path to funnel you down into the easy takedowns that protect you. So a viewer that watches that video will think, wow, this guy's incredible. He's showing us these moves that were like single legs and double legs. You can get caught. You can get caught under your opponent. You can get guillotine choked. If you go for a throw, you can get your back taken. You could get rolled through if you do a throw. All these things, like all these negatives. And then like, here, let me sell you these moves that are really, really good and really, really safe. And it's a collar drag and a ankle pick. And, that's how I viewed what he said. And I think it was a good, nice little package that he, wrapped it up with a nice bow and he's feeding it to you. But guys, that's not how I view the world. It's not how I view grappling at all. The way he did it, it made a lot of sense, but it's the way he structured it. Like I said, he's organized. So he structured this like syllabus for the student, the viewer. And it's just, in my opinion, that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. And I'm going to try to sell you on what I think. Again, I'm not in the gym, so I'm not going to show you takedowns. Maybe another time, when I'm in the gym, I'll try to do something similar. But I just want to say that takedowns are like anything else, guys. It's like any other grappling moves. So it's the same as sweeps. It's the same as submissions. It's the same as guard passing. It's all, they're all just a collection of movements. Okay. And I know it's going to sound messy what I'm going to say, but I hope, just stick with me, and I hope I can enlighten you and make sense out of this. Let me say this. It's bullshit to say that an ankle pick is better than a double leg or a single leg or a hip throw or an arm throw or drop seonagi. It's complete bullshit because here's why. He showed an ankle pick like it's the easy move to learn and it's the most safe move to learn. When he demonstrated it, his training partner let him do the ankle pick. So his ankle pick looked good, right? Other than some of his footwork was a little off, but no big deal. No big deal. He still looked pretty good for his age. He's in his 50s. But the point is this. He sold you this by his partner allowing him to do an ankle pick. And then he asked his partner to counter him on the other takedowns. So the an ankle pick is not going to be that easy, guys. An ankle pick is not a beginner technique. I would not consider it a beginner technique. However, I would not say also that a ankle pick is so advanced that you can't learn it in the beginning. So it's neither. But what I'm trying to say is all moves are this way. Other than super crazy fancy moves. Okay. So I'm gonna split things into super crazy fancy moves. These things go over here. There are not that many. There's a group of them, but they're over here. The bulk of grappling over here, this large box of grappling encompasses everything else. So I'm splitting it into crazy little advanced techniques and this bulk of all these techniques. Over here, when in the takedown category, all the takedowns you can think of, guys. Double legs, single legs, fireman's carry, drop seonagi, hip throw, tai toshi. I don't care, guys. All these techniques, okay? Arm drags, snap downs, whatever. High crotch, okay? It's really up to the individual. I can teach a class. John Danaher mentioned something like 3 months, 3 to 4 months, something like that. He thinks he can get you to take people down your level, your size. That just sounds, the bar was so low when he said that, in my opinion. I mean, of course, in 3 months, he could teach you to take people down your size, your level. The definition of your size, your level, your weight, and if you're a white belt, another white belt. Why shouldn't you be able to take that other white belt down after a week? It doesn't make sense that it should take 3 months. It's like saying any guard pass. You should be able to do the same thing. When you're going against people your level, guys, in even the first week, you should be able to single leg people. I'm sure. Now I've been yapping a lot. Now I'm going to try to say some things that I can get inside your head, the listener, right now. Think about any takedowns you've ever learned and pulled off. Okay. Double leg, single leg. Can I get a double leg, single leg? Can I get one in the comment section? Anybody know a double leg, single leg in the comments? Anyone? Come on, guys. Tell me you're listening. Yes. Okay. You're with me, right? I got one. Harmon, thank you. Okay. Guys, of course, right? You've got to throw. Guys, when you were taught that move and you pulled it off, there you go, Harmon, second jiu-jitsu class. Your second class, you got one, right? Or you got two, right? Why would an instructor as amazing as John Danaher, I know I'm sounding like I'm trying to crap on him, but I'm not. He's great, guys. But what I'm trying to say is, think about this. Why would you tell people that all these other moves are more dangerous and they're not easy and they're problematic? Guys, single legs, double legs, drop seonagi. Guys, when you do a proper drop seonagi, the guy is thrown off balance. You throw him straight to his back. He doesn't have a chance to take your back. Just because there's the beginner who doesn't know much, he's a white belt, and he grabs some purple belt and tries to throw a purple belt with an improper drop seonagi, and the purple belt sticks to his back, puts hooks in, and chokes him out. That doesn't mean that the drop senagi is a bad move. Just because some people get guillotined when they shoot double legs doesn't mean a double leg's a bad move. Everything has drawbacks. Guys, the second he even said ankle pick, he did not even mention that. You know what happens to guys that do ankle picks when they first start doing ankle picks? They ankle pick and they don't release the head, or maybe the guy is holding your arm that's on the collar tie, and you ankle pick him right into a triangle or an armbar. It happens. I found it funny that he would kind of talk about a single leg, double leg, like you're going to get guillotined, but then yet an ankle pick is so safe and you can't get caught by it. Guys, you can get caught by a lot of takedowns. There's counters to everything. It's all exactly, Ross. It's all about timing. So I that's why I kind of like it. I wanted to go over there and say, John, let's go at it. Let's talk about this. And I don't mean fight. I mean let's have an exchange, because I disagree, guys. Look, a drop senagi is one of my better moves. Okay, I'm not a judo guy. I know some basic judo, but guess what? We use it in wrestling. So an arm throw or shoulder throw or a drop senagi, I'm great at it. And guess what? One of the best moves you can use against bigger guys. You want to take down a big man. If I have a 300-pound man, I will drop senagi that 300-pounder no problem, because a 300-pounder grabs you tight. And once you drop and you get underneath him, he's going. He can't handle. He's not going to take your back. It's one of those moves you can hit on a bigger opponent. Okay. And I just want you guys to realize that every move is this way. I will have a class and I will teach an armbar. You know how many people pull off an armbar? I've got 10 guys in the class. I'll teach an armbar from the mount. Okay. You know how many people pull it off that night? One. One guy will pull it off. And he'll look and he'll go, Coach, I got the armbar. And I'm like, cool. What happened to the other 9? They couldn't get it. Does that mean that an armbar sucks because only 1 out of 10 got it? No, it's just that guy got the armbar. And then guess what? He starts armbarring people. That's you. Think about your own life. You guys all know Knee Bar Mike, right? Knee Bar Mike, one of my guys. Guess what he's known for? Knee bars. Is a knee bar an advanced technique? Some people think it is, just because by it being a leg lock. Only brown belts and black belts can do knee bars. And guess what? For Mike, a knee bar is easy. He loves it. He adapted to it. He's a knee bar guy. You have another guy in class who's a triangle guy. Everybody have that guy in your room? You have a triangle guy. He triangles everybody in the room. And then you ask yourself, why can't I triangle? I thought the triangle was such a good move. This guy pulls off 10 every night. I can't even get one guy in a triangle. And then you have another guy who's good at a different technique. Armbar, whatever. Some people are guillotine guys. Dude, they're killer with the guillotine. Rear naked choke, whatever. Guys, look, moves are adapted to by the individual. Takedowns are no different. I will teach a single leg, and very few guys will get it. Only 1 or 2. The next night, I'll show an inside trip, like Oichigari, and one different guy gets it. The next night, I'll teach a fireman's carry, and one guy will get it. And now I've got all these students. They all learn all these techniques, but they all have different things they master. I cannot explain what this phenomena is. People become inspired. You watch a fight, you see one of your favorite fighters do a move, and you start to mimic them. I used to try to shoot a basketball like Michael Jordan when I was a kid. Okay, I had to shoot like Michael Jordan, so I copied him. And this is what you do, guys. I don't understand how it works exactly inside of our brains. There's certain things that are going on. We become inspired by certain movements. We come into the gym, we work on them a little bit more, or maybe it just fits our body, whatever it is, and we adapt to it. Well, guess what? We could teach ankle picks till we're blue in the face. Not everybody's going to adapt to an ankle pick. Some of you will. Others will like that drop seoinage. Others will like the hip throw. Others will like a snap down or a throw by or an arm drag or a single leg, double leg, high crotch. Okay? So I just want to say this. It's important to be safe with your takedowns. It's important to not give your back. But whatever move you learn, again, guys, there's that small pocket of crazy advanced techniques. I do think that there is just a sheer difficulty level to perform some other techniques. But I'm going to flat out say this. A single leg is just an easier technique than an ankle pick, okay? An ankle pick that he showed, he did it on a non-resisting opponent. If you have a resisting opponent, guys, you're going to try to go to an ankle pick and you're going to go, man, I can't get to his ankle. It's not so easy. I'm not Cael Sanderson, or David Taylor, two of the best ankle pick guys in history. You may not be that good at the ankle pick. It may not work so well for you. Guys, look, single legs, they are done everywhere. Single legs. Single leg is like, and again, I could almost say the same thing about double leg, but single leg, guys, so easy. And you know what? You're not in that danger of a guillotine. Sure. Can a black belt put you in a guillotine? Sure. Can a really good guillotiner put you in a guillotine? Sure. Okay. Single legs work. So I say you got to find what you like. You got to try some different stuff, and you got to develop yourself. And you got to start out with one technique, and then you get two, and then you get three, and then you build this framework, adhering to the basics, keeping yourself safe as much as possible, learning the ins and outs of every technique that you are focused on, so that you don't get guillotined, whatever the move is, or get your back taken. I just asked one of my students today that I knew had pulled off drop seoinages. I said, hey, do you ever get your back taken? He goes, man, I hit that on everybody. I throw everybody with it. And he said exactly what I just said earlier. He goes, the bigger they are, the easier it is. So guys, look, I don't want to sell you something like, don't do this because of that. Don't do that because of this. Only like these are the easy ones. It's what I'm trying to say is it's a nice package that he packaged up, and I think it's a nice sales pitch, but it's not the way I view grappling at all. Again, everything's easy if you're good at it. If you're good at it, it's easy. You suck at it, it's hell. And there's always people going, I can't do that. I can't do a triangle. And then you got the other guy who just triangles like there's no tomorrow. So guess what? Ankle picks are that way too. I got guys on my wrestling team. Trust me, we do a lot of ankle picks. And I've got 2 or 3 guys that ankle pick. And all the rest are shooting single legs. So you got to do what works for you. If you like the ankle pick, go after it. If you want to hit a collar drag, get after that. But please don't watch that video and then think that these other movies are inherently worse. They aren't. Everything can be countered, and that's all it is. Enough said. So hope you guys enjoyed my little rant. I'm gonna try to go back and read a little bit. Give me a moment, guys. Let me catch up. So Jesus McCann, love the wedding sweep and the ghost escape, but I find the ghost escape easier to pull off from side control, but the wedding sweep feels more impressive. Oh, I got something to say about that. Show us some chess vids. Yeah, I'd love to do some chess videos. All right, let me try to catch up. Okay, I got something to say about the wedding sweep. Did you guys um sorry, I'm trying to catch up too. I get distracted. There's too many questions. I'm lost now. Uh, okay, I'm gonna try to like I'm sorry guys. There's so many questions. So let me say this. Um the wedding sweep, guys, has been seen in competition. One of my students who moved away, Leo, ended up sending me a video. I didn't watch the match. I don't know if you guys saw Gary Tonin. Now I got to pull it up. Gary Tonin versus Gary Tonin pulls off the wedding sweep, guys. Now I'm not going to say that he watched my videos, but okay, somebody did a video and it looks like on the thumbnail it says dogfight sweep, Gary Tonin's half guard sweep from the dogfight position. If you guys want to look that up on YouTube, um, oh, he got hit for copyright infringement. You guys cannot watch it because he stole the footage from Flow, and so he got flagged. Anyway, okay, guys. So this is what I don't know if you guys can see that. That's what it was called, the video, but it's you guys got to have a Flow account. Um, uh, so it's the match with him and Leo. Who is his opponent? Gary Tonin versus. I'm sorry, my brain's fried. Let's see. Yeah, bad man. He says he looked up the wedding sweep and the first 10 videos are all Coach Brian. Yeah, because guys, that's kind of a move that again, I'm not saying I'm the first guy in history to ever do it, but I am the guy that named it and I am the guy that came out with a bunch of videos teaching it. And also like going over the all the what ifs, the issues with the wedding sweep, things you'll run into. There's obviously a lot of variation. There's tons of variation of the wedding sweep. But okay, so Leo's not telling me who Gary Tonin was going against. I think it was Dante. Was it Dante? All right. So if it pops up, I'll mention it. I think the guy's name is Dante. Anyway, if you guys watch that match, Gary Tonin pops up out of the dogfight position. So normally I put in the wedding sweep instead of the dogfight. What he did, which is something I've done many times, you go to the dogfight and then you go to the wedding sweep. I have quite a few students that do that as well at our gym. And it was just nice to see, someone else kind of hit a technique that something that I've kind of, whatever, developed quite a bit of. So it's a good look that, hey, it can work at a high level. There's Gary Tonin pulling it off on a quality opponent. So anyway, I love the Sumigeshi counter to the single leg. Thanks for that, coach. Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, wedding sweep versus ghost escape from side control. The pros and the cons. Well, the wedding sweep is great if you can kind of turn into your opponent and either capture a quarter guard or get a really good underhook. So if you can get a really good underhook, the wedding sweep is pretty solid to look at. If your opponent has an underhook, I'd say go for the ghost. Take what he gives you. Obviously, the ghost. I know a lot of guys have trouble with the ghost. So some people are hitting it, and then the common thing I get about the ghost is that they say, you can't get the ghost on a higher level guy. So what the higher level guy is doing a lot of times is when you're hitting the ghost and you're popping out, you may not, I always say this, you're not controlling the arm like I do. And then when you're popping out, he's ripping his arm out and pulling it to the doorstop position or the other side, or he's just running around your head, which I kind of named like a peek out counter. Basically, he goes to the other side. So some variation of that. And it's a problem with the ghosts. So if you're not really, you got to dive into the ghosts a lot more to beat those guys. But trust me, it's still very, very effective. And even if it doesn't work, where you don't get the DARS or you don't get a full on reversal, a lot of times I'll do it with a really high level guy, and I'll still be able to at least recover some guard, or at very bare minimum, it leads me back to a more stable defensive position where I can then bump and escape and create a guard replacement, or uh, full escape. So I am going to do a ghost video soon. There's more on the ghost I need to show. Um, that'll help you pop out with the toughest of guys. So I've got a ghost video. I've been talking about it for a long time, and I haven't released it, but I haven't filmed it. I gotta film it, but I've only taught it in private lessons and to my guys at the gym, and so there's definitely more that I want to show on that. So, oh, okay. So go ahead, guys. Give me something to work with now. Hope you guys are doing good. Tonight I had a first aid CPR class. That's a 2-year certification, so I get certified for first aid CPR every 2 years, and I had ran out in our school district. I'm a high school wrestling coach, so they said I needed to do it. So, okay, Rafael, do the single leg dump. Yep, that's a good one. I believe you mean like running the pipe. If you mean something else, there's could be some other ones you're thinking of. I'll try to do something with single legs. Hey, what's up, Ron? Thanks for all you do. I use a lot of the techniques you teach and combine them with other stuff I learned from other videos and from my gym. That's beautiful. Thank you, sir. What do you think about catch wrestlers? Will we see a comeback? Um, Mirror is asking, what do I think about catch wrestlers? Will we see a comeback? I don't know exactly what you mean by comeback. Can you clarify? Are you saying, will we see catch wrestling like rise to a more prominent position in the martial arts grappling world? Is that what you mean? Um, what's up, Brandon? So, Mirror, I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but okay, if you're not Mirror, if you're still there, okay, a little bit more of a rise. Yeah, so I've done a couple videos talking about catch wrestling. I don't want to sound like I'm always hating, but the fact is that catch wrestling has some growing up to do, in my opinion. Um, I think I my big gripe with catch wrestling is the pins. So because they have pins, I think it really hurts. Um, it really hurts their style. Yeah, Kern Jacobs says he wants to face Gordon Ryan. It'd be great to watch it, but I really think you guys would see Kern uh, get out positioned. Too much wrestling in a submission context is not good. I myself am a wrestler, and I started with wrestling, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. In fact, I'm getting older, so I'm not even as good of a competitor as I used to be, but I'm definitely more knowledgeable now. You can't use as much wrestling at the highest of levels as guys like Curran Jacobs are using, and they will understand when they compete at that level. If Curran Jacobs were to compete with Gordon Ryan, he would start to understand why jiu-jitsu is important. The only way to wake him up is to have him compete. And honestly, I would love to see him compete in a tournament or several tournaments like an Abu Dhabi tournament, and that way he could understand. Um, so the many of the catch wrestling guys, and I have friends, guys, that are catch wrestlers, but many of them, it works really well against other catch wrestlers. But when you take out the pins and pinning doesn't end the match, you end up with these issues where they don't have as much familiarity with the guard, which is a huge part of grappling. A lot of grappling is positional. You have to understand that you need leverage over your opponent to dominate them with a submission. And in order to gain leverage, the guard is just a major part of that. It's either utilizing your guard on the bottom if you're on the bottom, or destroying someone's guard if you're on top. And unless you are competing with the best guys that play the best guards, you're just not going to have the submission game. And that's the biggest issue that I have with catch wrestling. So we won't see a rise for catch wrestling until they grow up out of the adolescent stage of pinning. So pinning still exists, but it exists in a way like it does in jiu-jitsu. When you pass the guard, you are pinning them, or in judo. In order to get a pin in judo, you have to pass the guard. That's important to understand. And I don't think a fight should be over once you pin someone. As seen in MMA, there are guys that you don't lose the fight just because you're on your back. So not necessarily. Now, having said that, trust me, jiu-jitsu's got plenty of issues too. We got to strengthen our takedowns in jiu-jitsu for sure. So, but overall, there are way more wrestlers that are involved in jiu-jitsu nowadays. So the majority of the best grapplers that are wrestlers are not catch wrestlers. They are jiu-jitsu guys that came from wrestling. Hope that makes sense. But the difference is they're learning from schools that are teaching them a style, a grappling game that involves the guard much more than catch wrestling does, and it's developing them to a higher degree. And I would put great guys like JT Torres, who have wrestling experience. If you guys don't know, JT is a two-time Abu Dhabi champ. Again, his blend of jiu-jitsu and wrestling is real hard to beat. And you're not going to find, in my opinion, a catch wrestler his weight that's going to be able to go with him. And if you can, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it because I just don't think it's going to happen. But anyway, again, I don't mean to say it's not like I like Kern Jacobs. I've watched him. I think he's pretty exciting to watch, and I'd love to see Kern go with some of the best grapplers in the world. So Hugo Boy, thanks for the video on the hill runs a while back. I've been taking my 12-year-old son to the hills, and they've been an awesome workout. Yeah, hill runs are killer. All right. Did you know catch wrestling is a historical European martial art? Yeah, I knew that. Do you think Sean O'Malley needs to drink more milk, lift more weights? I don't, guys. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if he had a previous injury, or he just got hit in the right spot. Maybe a little bit of both. It is what it is, guys. I still think Sean O'Malley is really, really tough. But when you get hurt like that, he got hurt and he got taken apart. So catch techniques broke off into folk rec, and lots of moves were remarketed as other martial arts. It's like saying the Neanderthal is dead. Nope, their genes are in many people. Yes, that's a good point, Ron. So, like the Peterson pin against the crucifix. Yep, I talk a lot about that. Raphael is an offensive side control game bottom practical possible? Jesus is asking, or Jesus. An offensive side control bottom game. It's now practical possible. It's not practical possible at super high levels with guys that are as good as you, or better than you. But I do think that it can happen. I use a lot of that stuff myself, and I do think that it can change the game a little bit. If you try to see side control bottom as offensive instead of just purely defensive, which I think is the way it's taught in jujitsu. I do think we can improve jujitsu a little bit by offering more offensive techniques from there. Um, you just have to know how to deal with the drawbacks. There's drawbacks to everything, but I do think being a little offensive there is good. That does not mean that I think you're going to watch Abu Dhabi in the finals and you're going to see two guys, the guy on the bottom, pull off offensive techniques on the top guy. So, do you think Fabricio Verdum should have done more takedowns in his career instead of falling in love with his striking? Yeah, I think so. For sure, Common. I think so. Definitely. You know, a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, they go into MMA, they work on their striking, and they don't work enough on their takedowns. I think that Damian Maya did a great job, really, really developing his takedowns up against the fence with his high crotch position, his single legs, um, his trips. I think he did a great job. I think a lot more jiu-jitsu guys should work on their takedowns because then the more they take people down, they can really be in the best position on top. So Jamin says my mind blanks when I spar, and I've been doing BJJ for a year and a half. Any advice? Um, your mind blanks when you spar. So I this is a tough question because I could go off in two different directions. Um, I don't want you to think so much when you spar. And when I say that, what I mean by that is I want you to react. I want you to pull triggers. I want you to shoot your pistol. I don't want you to think too much. Having said that, if your mind's blanking and you can't pull anything off because nothing's spontaneously hitting your mind, then you're not drilling enough. You've got to drill your moves so that when you spar, it comes out naturally. So I would say you need to practice a little more drilling. Maybe you're just sparring too much. So that's my best advice. Yeah, calf kicks are a bitch process. Again, the calf kick has become that's rose to prominence now in MMA. I still remember um, not quite 10 years ago, but almost 10 years ago, my one of my best friends, Majid Reyes, kickboxing coach, he was talking to me about calf kicks, and now they're all over. You didn't see them 10 years ago, and now you're seeing them everywhere. So everybody's talking about it. Verdum was supposed to grapple Buchecha before Buchecha drops out due to injury. What do you think? Who would have won? I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that. I'm sorry, Common, but they're both great. I'd love to see the fight. I don't. A lot of times when it comes to people saying who do you think is going to win, I hate that stuff. I like to just watch guys go at it and just enjoy it. I don't like to try to predict stuff like that. I mean, I will if it's something I really have a strong opinion on, but when I don't have a strong opinion, I just I just go with it. I just want to watch it. Do you think St. Preux will get the Von Flue choke in his upcoming fight? I don't. Again, another question. I don't know. Rafael, maybe. I mean, you never know. So I was recently surprised to actually see a BJJ video on YouTube teaching how to spin out of the bottom guard into a double or single. That's not very commonly taught. What are your thoughts? Um, Teaching how to spin out of the bottom guard into a double or single. Oh, I think you mean, I'm not sure exactly, but maybe, do you mean like a backward roll into a single or double? Hugo Boy. So something everybody should learn at some point. So, okay, calf kicks are nasty. Got kicked. You prefer MMA rules, pride. Okay. I don't know. Pride had the knees on the ground and the soccer kicks, but no elbows. Um, I don't know. I'd have to go with MMA rules, but I mean, whatever. Uh, what basic wrestling techniques would you make a guard puller drill? So that's kind of like asking me kind of like what Danaher was doing, Nick Locke. Um, so if you're a guard puller, I would start out with maybe like an arm drag because I think an arm drag for a guard puller is a great way to get started on how to pull and then try to get to somebody's back or get to a single leg or double leg. How much is too much training? How much is too much training? When you're getting so sore that you can't do something the next day. I actually talked about that last night a little bit. Okay, I'm getting lost. The questions are coming in. Um, Thanks for answering. Buchecha would have won. Yeah, maybe. Buchecha's amazing. Any chance you could do some more narrated role? Love watching the role in your club. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'll try to do that next time. What do you think about Neil Mellinson's style of grappling? Okay, Mir, I like Neil. Now when you say Neil Mellinson, like when you mention him, I think that Neil brings in a better blend than most catch wrestlers. I know he kind of flies that flag. Um, Neil's got some good stuff. I like it. I do like his stuff. I don't grapple the way he does though, like but I like his stuff. I think he's a very smart guy. I think he's a great coach. I think he's one of the legit dudes out there that are repping catch wrestling quite a bit. Um, I He's very flexible compared to me, even though he's a much bigger guy than me. He actually has better range of motion than I do. So my style just doesn't fit his. He has better mobility than me at a lot of things. Um, so anyway, have you ever done a bear crawl with hips into into pass guard? A bear crawl with hips in to pass guard. I'm not sure what you mean, Ron, but um, maybe you mean like stacking your opponent and crawling over his guard, or are you talking about getting his legs between your legs and then crawling over his guard? Ever get kicked right in the IT band? Yeah, I've been kicked. I've been kicked everywhere. Getting kicked sucks. Right on the side, that sucks. One championships ground knees are pretty awesome. Yeah, so one, that's right, they still do it. Any advice for your go-to solo drills? Is grappling dummy the way to go? Yeah, I'll try to do a video someday with my grappling dummy again, showing you guys drills with the Suplex Speed dummy. There are other dummies out on the market that are also pretty cool. The Suplex Speed dummy is not the greatest grappling dummy for ground grappling, but it is probably the best dummy for throws. And I think it's the most versatile because you can do a lot of throws and you can also do a lot of the ground techniques. I'll try to show you soon. What do you think about tripod get up in MMA? I've seen DC, Derek Lewis, Paulo Costa, Yoel Romero, and many others use it. Yeah, I mean, knowing how to tripod is important, guys. Sometimes you got to get up. So, not taught in jiu-jitsu class very often at all, but very, very important. Would you cut your toe off like Millinson? Did you rather than take a year off? What? I didn't even know he did that. Sounds nuts. Get some good lube and some fast internet and a box of tissues if you want a grappling like 50 bucks. You can inflate her in 5 minutes and call her whatever you want. Oh man. Bad man, you're a bad man. Looking for more details on the ghost. Devil's in the details. Always get caught north south. Yeah, I know, Raphael. It's tough, man. I feel your pain, brother. And I'll try to give a little bit more to try to give follow ups to deal with those better guys. And trust me, guys, when I show a move, I know that it can get beat if a guy makes the right moves and if he's better than you. So I understand. I feel your pain. And I just want you guys to know you got to keep your head up, keep positivity when you execute techniques on the mat, and just keep moving. And I'll try to give you guys some more stuff to keep you in the fight. You know what I mean? What do you think of the boss root and punching bag? I think what you mean is the one with lots of different striking pads. I forget what it's called, but it's pretty cool. My buddy Majid actually has done a commercial for them, and he says it's great. So, Brett, I think it's cool. I'm sorry, Jesus. Encountered people who can't shift their weight to their left side, Postural Restoration Institute, and thus have a limited hip mobility, are stuck in extension and shut down their diaphragms. I'm sorry, I don't know. Um, don't know how I can help you with that. Neil Melanson must be crazy, Mir. Wow. He cut it off himself? Common, yeah, tripod's a good technique. You should know how to do it. Everybody should know how to get up. Tripod, another video I gotta do. It's too much, man. My mind is like overrun with ideas from last night and tonight. Oh, he had it surgically removed to keep training. What toe was it? Nick Locke, what's your favorite connecting technique sequences for the special? Um, well, the special I kind of combined with wizard throws, snap down, and the special. And by the way, I've been watching people, more and more people are hitting the special. International competition, guys. The move is the cat's out of the bag. That move has been seen a lot lately. If you guys have not noticed, on Instagram or YouTube, you can find that move. I'm not saying they all learned it from my channel, but I wouldn't doubt that couple couple coaches here or there have seen it and taught their guys. So anyway, what do I think of combat jiu-jitsu? I love it. I think it's a great way to show what how jiu-jitsu can improve and what really works when the shit's real. You have a monster in your gym who bear crawls over your guard, stacks me till I'm folded, and I have to roll out. Then I get my back taken. Yeah, I got to show that too. And um, Michael Cora. Besides the Danaher DVDs, are the other specific BJJ instructional DVDs that were useful to you? Um, I haven't even seen Danaher's DVDs, guys. I've seen a couple YouTube videos, the clips, the short ones that they'll show occasionally. I haven't seen them all, but I've seen a few of them that I like of his. Um, anything Marcelo Garcia. I love Marcelo Garcia, guys. So I modeled a large part of my game after Marcelo for a long time. Thank you guys so much. How do you say the UFC heavyweight division? Bring more young blood. You know, they're out there. There's great fighters out there. I mean, you just got to get them in there. It's I don't know if the division needs saving. You know, Cormier being gone or whatever. There's always good guys. It's just people don't know who they are until they're there. You know, but it's promotion. I don't know. I'm not the best at talking about everything. I really like the what person X should have done in the latest UFC event breakdowns. Please keep doing them as I think it always helps a lot and it's always good to know that there's a way out. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep doing that, Tom Woods. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much. Again, it's getting late. I've been at it about an hour. I hope you guys enjoyed the talk tonight. I hope I answered as many questions as I could. I got lots of ideas for the future. Next week, also tomorrow, I don't know which one I'm going to do, but okay, these are things in my head right now. Ghost video, we talked about that. Um, there's definitely more wedding sweep stuff. Uh, I got to give you guys some crucifix defense. That's tough to give, but I'm going to try to do something to give you ideas. Um, People have been asking about how Vince got out of the back control of Jim Miller. Tripod, getting up with a tripod, talking about this. Um, you know, uh, those are the things in my head right now. So I'd love to also do a takedown video just talking about various takedowns and how it really is dependent on the individual. I want to stress that. Rafael, single legs, we'll get that. Dude, it's been so long. I still owe one of you guys a crackdown video. The crackdown is basically a high crotch position and how to finish a high crotch position using the crackdown. So I've got to do a video on that. And there's so much stuff. There's so much to go over. I'm not out of ideas by a long shot, guys. There's so many things. I just got to get to it. So, and every day I teach, when I'm teaching my guys, oftentimes I teach and I think to myself, man, I wish I was filming that. That would have been great for the channel. I do it just about every day. And I wish I had a guy like following me around, filming everything, because then I can like share everything with you guys. I really wish I could. It would be a ton of work, and I don't have the money to employ someone to be doing that at all times. But I definitely have some stuff, guys. I'm gonna film some stuff specifically tomorrow morning. I'm gonna try to make a point to film something tomorrow, solo drills, Ross. So I'll try to do that. I'm gonna give you guys a dummy video and give you guys some more stuff. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you. 2 nights in a row of going live. I got to get a technique video out tomorrow, 100%. So hope you guys enjoyed tonight. This Sunday, we're doing a barbecue celebration. If anybody is in Southern California, this Sunday at PG, we're doing a little barbecue for Vince. And we're going to celebrate. It's going to be exciting. We got an open mat, and we'll have some fun. Maybe I'll get a video from that day and share that with you. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next time with more great stuff. Have a good night.